airlines are preparing for a record number of travelers this week.
But traveling with young kids can be a hassle, especially if you're not prepared. And that's where our next guest can help us.
Yeah, she sure can. Rachel Mansfield is a food entrepreneur, content creator on TikTok and Instagram. And whether it's in the kitchen or in life in general, she is always sharing ways to make it a little bit easier for families to get by, especially this week. She's joining us today with some airline travel hacks for kids 4 and under. Nice to see you. Thanks for being with us this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, so I understand you and your husband recently took a flight with your 3 boys who are all under the age of 4. So a lot of people would say you're very brave for doing that, but what was that experience like, and would you do it again?
Well, the first things first, we have to set the expectation that when you're traveling with kids under the age of 4, regardless of how many, it's a trip, it's not a vacation, and you're not going on the airplane to catch up on Netflix or a podcast. So it was as seamless as it could be. We did not have any delays. The kids were very cooperative. It was my 4-year-old's 4th or 5th flight. So at this point, he knew what to expect. And we really hyped them up before we left, so they were excited.
All right, so you have some hacks that made it easier. Let's dive right in here. First of all, you actually suggest to wait to board because most airlines will actually let families with young kids board first, but you say not to take advantage of that. Explain for us why.
So I don't mean anything offensively to flight attendants. I know they're doing their job and they want to help, but we don't usually bring a car seat onto the airplane. My kids usually either it's a lap child or they have their own seat. And I found that if I am the first to board, my 4-year-old is not going to sit there patiently. My 2-year-old is not going to sit there. They're going to be running up and down the aisle. So in our experience, it's been best for us to kind of hop right on. One of the last, if not the last people to board. But if we had a car seat to put in the chair, it'd be different.
That's really smart, though. That really makes a lot of sense. All right, so while traveling on your trip, not vacation, were you able to keep your kids on a nap schedule, or does that not matter at that point?
It doesn't matter. It's one day. You'll make it. My 2-year-old did not close his eyes for 1 second. My newborn slept the whole time, but that was to be expected, but no nap schedule.
All right, let's talk about when the airplane is climbing or descending. The pressure can always be a little uncomfortable. You know, as adults, we chew gum, we do a couple other things. But what's the trick when you have a child who's 4 or under?
So I brought an example too. I usually bring like dried fruit because it's really chewy, similar to like how, we adults would chew gum. So dried fruit is really helpful. Some people really like lollipops. I try to monitor my kids' sugar as much as I can, so I prefer like a dried fruit approach.
All right, sitting on a flight for a few hours, kids can accumulate a lot of trash. Adults can, wrappers, snack containers, uneaten food. What helps you keep the area just kind of a little bit cleaner?
So this was an accident, but I had an apple with me, and I had the produce bag from the apple, and I just kept the bag with me. And by the end, the whole thing was full. I'm like, this is my own personal garbage bag for my family and I. So anytime a flight attendant came by, I'm like, no, I'm going to keep it. And then by the end, I had a full bag of garbage. That way you're not shoving it into the pockets.
Yeah. I feel like you're a flight attendant's favorite person.
Definitely doing them a favor.
Not handing like tissues and handing a cup all the time.
Just here's one big bag. Okay, let's talk about traveling with kids coming with a lot of baggage. We're not just talking the traditional type of baggage. We're talking strollers, car seats, other huge items. How are you able to transport all of them with 3 kids under the age of 4?
So I found out about a service or a company called Baby Quip. It's like a baby rental company. So when we were going to Florida, so we actually rented like the snoo, like a bassinet for my baby. You can rent strollers, a bathtub. You can even not rent, but buy diapers through them. So anything that I could get at the destination, I try and not bring it with me. I never pack diapers because that's so bulky and annoying. And car seats, most airlines, you flew United, and you could check a car seat for free. So you have these ginormous car seat bags, and you could put the car seat in there, and you could put as many other things as you want. I did my shoes, socks, a bunch of other random things, and they don't charge you, so it's totally free.
Brilliant. It's the adults that come with all the baggage.
Yeah.
Literal. Figurative. Rachel, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, for more hacks or to check out some of Rachel's recipes, you can always follow her on Instagram and TikTok at Rachel Mansfield, or you can go to her website, rachelmansfield.com as well. Those are some great tips, right?